What do you guys want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? What do we want to talk about?
What do we want to talk about?
What do you guys want to talk about?
All right. I'm here live. All right, Wrestling Maniac in the house. What's up? What's up, wrestling fans? What's up? Hope you're all doing good. I hope you really do all doing good today. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Join membership if you can. I might do a join membership thing today. Actually, I am going to do that. So in a bit. So make sure to like and subscribe, please. Please, I got a few things to talk about. Well, actually, I got a lot to talk about. Few things that are important. They're not small topics. You could try to get this done in 40 to an hour at best. 40 minutes to an hour. That's the plan. But first, I am going to do the membership gifting. So, let's hope. All right. I got a few members, new members, 4 members. There should be 5. Sonic Fan, Fanatic, Tiny TJ, Finbar, and Scott Matoya. Thank you for becoming members of my channel. Oh, there we go. Here's the 5th member. So, Sonic Fan, TJ, I know TJ, Finbar, Scott Matoya, 2020, and start from the bottom. All right. Welcome to my channel. You're all members of my channel now. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about Bron Breakker's injury. Okay. We're going to talk about Bron Breakker's injury. We're going to talk about AJ Lee's first singles match in over a decade. We're going to talk AEW. We're going to talk AEW Grand Slam predictions. We're going to do that. We're going to talk what happened on Dynamite last night. Okay. We're also going to talk about some MJF stuff. Also some talk on SmackDown, the women's side of SmackDown, regarding Jade Cargill and the title. Okay? I think, yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's what we're going to do. So make sure to comment, do all that for me, guys. Please. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about. All right? All right. So come say hello in the chat. Feel free to say hello in the chat, guys. Okay? Because we're gonna end with AEW to end the show, okay? We're gonna end the show with AEW talk. Okay? That's what we're gonna do. You know what? There we go. Okay? We're gonna end the show with AEW talk, all right? So with the preview predictions of all AEW. We're going to talk WWE first. All right, so Bron Breakker is out, definitely, meaning it could be some time before he comes back. Why is he out? Why is Bron Breakker injured? Well, he said he injured his hernia injury. Well, in WWE, they said he injured it during training, during working out. But it's believed he injured it during Raw last week when he lifted the announce table. Okay? And he needed, a couple days later, he needed to have surgery and have it fixed. He couldn't put it off. It was serious enough where he had to have surgery right away. Okay? And that's what happened. Okay? That's what happened. So what does this mean going forward for Bron Breakker in the division? They still think Bron Breakker could be back from WrestleMania. WrestleMania is basically 2 months away, 8 weeks away. But I'm pessimistic on this. I don't think he'll be back at WrestleMania now. Last week, I was said, yeah, Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins is definitely going to be WrestleMania. Definitely going to be WrestleMania. Okay? Now, 100% going to be a WrestleMania match between the two. For sure. Now, with Bron Breakker hurt, possibly out past WrestleMania, there's still continuing the storyline with the Vision, with the masked, mysterious man. Because that masked, mysterious man made an appearance on Raw because Austin Theory, a spot in the men's elimination chamber, right? The masked man made an appearance, right? And LA Knight ended up getting the win. So everybody thinks that the masked man Seth Rollins is going to be revealed as Seth Rollins. I can tell for one thing. Well, I still think in the end it will be Seth Rollins. I still think there's going to be different people playing the masked man, to throw us off, because I could tell you why the Raw, whoever the masked man was, that was not Seth Rollins. Reason why it was not Seth Rollins is because I can confirm this, because he was still in Los Angeles, okay? Still in Los Angeles. Because on Tuesday, he was on the Good Morning Football in LA. Good Morning Football takes place in LA. So he was still in Los Angeles, okay? So he didn't travel all the way to Cleveland for that spot. Okay. He didn't travel to Cleveland. I can tell you that for a fact. He did not travel to Cleveland because I watched Good Morning Football. So if he wasn't on Tuesday's show, Good Morning Football, yeah, that might have been Seth Rollins. He could have taken a flight from LA all the way to Cleveland on Monday, because Good Morning Football is filmed. It's shown very early, Western, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. So he could have had time to get to Cleveland on Monday. But he didn't, because he was on Good Morning Football the next day. Okay. That's why it wasn't Seth Rollins that was on Raw. Somebody else. Now, I don't know who, but I still think in the end it will be Seth Rollins. Okay? I still think it will be Seth Rollins. They just had somebody else under the mask and, well, wearing all black too. That's what I believe. Okay, okay. Now, what does this do for the vision? As Bronson Reed get a promotion of some sort? Does he get a push here? Does he step in Braun Breaker's spot now that Braun Breaker might be out for some time? Logan Paul. I mean, we really saw Seth Rollins and Logan Paul at WrestleMania a couple years ago, where Seth won. Okay. Okay. Everybody's with Logan Paul. The fans want Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. Celebrity versus celebrity. Okay. Okay. Does Bronson Reed get does he get the Braun Breaker spot? Or can the Braun Breaker thing be an angle? An angle. An angle. Can he be pulling a Seth Rollins? Bad Bunny got you the Super Bowl. Can he be pulling a Seth Rollins, faking an injury? Faking an injury. Okay, I don't know, but does this say this injury is legit? Is legit. Okay. Okay. Will he be in? Okay, I know. There's everybody like every time I listen to a video on a wrestling video on YouTube or a stream or just whatever, and they talk about Braun Breaker about, oh, he's an athlete. Their bodies are not like us. They heal faster. Yeah, but this is a hernia thing. This is a hernia surgery, man. Man, this isn't like a non-serious thing. This is hernia. Okay? Yeah, it's not life-threatening, or I got a girl for every day of the week. Okay, but I don't know if we'll be back in 2 weeks, 2 months. We're gonna need more answers as WrestleMania, as we get closer to WrestleMania week by week on this, because I think it's real, but if it's a work, the God's good. God's good. The reason why Seth Rollins what did Seth Rollins thing was a work is because it's Seth Rollins. What, Braun Breaker pulling Seth Rollins? Now Braun Breaker doesn't seem like the type of guy that would do something like that. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that would pull a Seth Rollins, fake an injury. He doesn't seem like he eliminated himself. The guy in the black hoodie that threw Braun at the one was actually Braun himself. Yes. Okay. Very funny. That's funny. Oh, yeah, send super chats, stuff like that. Okay. 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 Something like that. This is going to be when Braun gets back. They're going to use some opponents, some wrestlers going to feel it. They're going to use in a promo say, Braun, you think with your heart. You don't. Yeah, you're all Braun but no brains. And this is a way they can get back at Braun for saying that Braun's all Braun and no brains, because he might have injured himself. And a lot of people said up with the Steiners. The Steiners are not exactly the smartest bunch. Okay. But this is bad. I mean, this is bad for Braun because this would be his biggest WrestleMania match. I know last year he had an Intercontinental title match with Finn, Dom, and Penta. That's for a belt. But him versus Seth at WrestleMania is bigger than that for Braun. Because it's a match to continue with his growth into a main event status to a main eventer, right? It's Seth Rollins, multiple champion, main event guy, right? Where Seth Rollins on the totem pole. And now since he's hurt, there's a high possibility that WrestleMania it's going to be slowed down because of his injury. Slowing down. Okay? And now it shakes up the whole vision's plans with Seth. It's okay. Is Bronson Reed going to take a step up and take Breaker's lead? Proper stuff in the very first wheelchair match. I like that. You're funny, bro. All right, let's move on. All right. What should I move on to? Okay, let's move on to AJ Lee. This caught me off by cigar. Off. This got me by surprise. Okay, cigar. What I should be smoking. Okay, by surprise. Okay. AJ Lee's first match is not happening, okay, at WrestleMania. Her first singles match, okay, at WrestleMania. Her first singles match is not happening at WrestleMania, okay? Okay? It's happening at Elimination Chamber. Becky just wants to get rid of AJ Lee. Once AJ Lee gone, so he gives her the match at Elimination Chamber because Becky is crashing out. All she does, Becky's new gimmick. All she does is sometimes Becky. All Becky is basically her gimmick is all crashing out most of the time. Okay, now AJ Lee's first singles match, right? Elimination Chamber. There's obviously a story here, right? Why are they doing this match? Because I think the WrestleMania match, there's going to be a stipulation. There's going to be a stipulation kind of match, okay? I think the WrestleMania match they have some sort of rules in that match, some sort of stipulation. Because I think this match, it'll be a one-on-one match, AJ Lee versus Becky, and we'll see what AJ Lee does on a one-on-one match. But I think AJ Lee will win. But I don't think AJ Lee will win by pin submission. I think she'll win by DQ, countout, or something like that. Or Becky Lynch will get herself disqualified. Because I could see Becky Lynch being that type of heel where she would do something at the PLE to get herself disqualified, right? Or something like that. Or lose, but not lose the title. And the fans are going to boo. The fans are going to boo because they want to see AJ Lee win the title. But that's not going to happen to WrestleMania. WrestleMania is a more marquee match on the Elimination Chamber, and that's when AJ Lee will win the Intercontinental title from Becky. So I do think this Elimination Chamber match, AJ Lee will win, but not clean. Not clean. And I mean like by DQ on Becky's part, countdown Becky's part. I don't think she'll win clean. And then at the WrestleMania, she'll win clean, but I think there'll be some sort of stipulation involved in that match. Like, I know DQ match, pinned, false count or last man standing, or last woman standing. Okay? Maybe this is also just not a rehearsal, but to see what AJ Lee could do before WrestleMania in a singles match. Okay? Okay? And I'm going to say something about AJ Lee that's going to piss off a lot of people. Very popular girl. She back in the day, she was very popular. Fans loved her. But I'm going to say this it's going to be harsh for you to understand, some AJ Lee fans. Like the Bellas, the women's division in WWE has vastly surpassed her. And she was one of the best wrestlers in the Divas era, but she's still she's still behind where the women are now. Okay? Okay? So, yeah, man, I know she's popular. She's popular. She was involved with some of the biggest stars for a year with CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Kane. I mean, Kane and John Cena, and then she's done with Dolph Ziggler. I know. But she did not have really anybody good to work with in the Divas division. Right? Her best was Paige. Her best opponent. I'm gonna say this is gonna be very harsh for people to understand. Her best opponent was Paige. Paige. And Paige was like 18, 19 at the time. Okay? Paige was like her best opponent. Okay? Don't give me that Nikki Bella was good. No. Paige was a better wrestler than Nikki Bella. Okay? When Paige was healthy and when she's coming up in WWE and when they gave her opportunity in the ring, when she wasn't hurt, Paige was Caitlyn. Caitlyn wasn't that good. Caitlyn wasn't that good. Okay, Paige was so much better than 90% of that women's division. The worst woman wrestler. The worst woman wrestler I could say without doubt in the last 20 years. Last 20 years. No, last 15 years. What her name? Cameron? Cameron. She might have been the worst woman wrestler I ever seen. Okay. What? Red? AEW's biggest mistake was thinking Cameron was going to be something. Okay. Okay. No. You know the thing is, Red? Eva Marie was terrible, but I gotta be honest with you. At least Eva Marie could do a little bit. Little bit. Okay. Look, Eva Marie was not the one that did not know how to pin somebody correctly. A simple pin. Remember Caitlyn was the one who not Caitlyn, Cameron was the one who pinned Natty when Natty was on her back, or did she pin wasn't meant oh yeah, she was bad too. Do you remember Cameron pinning somebody on their back? You remember that? You know, when the shoulders are facing up? Okay. You don't like Hardy Cameron? I thought you liked Hardy Cameron. Hardy Cameron has personality, right? She has character. She has personality. That's what's getting her over. Right? That's what people like about her. Okay. But let's see what AJ Lee does against Becky. You gotta remember that AJ Lee left after WrestleMania in the same year that Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky got caught up to the main roster. And then the next few years, you had a whole flux of talent. I like her character, but I hate her ring work. Yeah, she's not a good wrestler in the ring. Yeah, she's not good in the ring. I know. But all right, so okay, I gotta talk about a couple more things. WWE, they're not gonna move to AEW because they're gonna do okay. All right, Jay Cargo. Looks like they have no plans for Jay Cargo's title on SmackDown. This is. Oh, she would be over in NXT. She'd be like Joe Henry she'd be the female version of Joe Henry because Joe Henry is not a good worker either. I mean, he's not good in the ring either. Like Joe Henry's not a good worker in the ring, but he's full of charisma, full of character. But so SmackDown reporters like really they have no idea what they're gonna do with Jade's title at WrestleMania. Like they're like stuck in the mud. It's just a problem. They haven't built up anybody in the women's division on the female side. Jordan Grace, I think, you know what I think the reason is? I think they were hoping Bianca Belair was ready to come back. And they were ready to have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargo at WrestleMania. Okay? I think that's I know she's horrible. You know me, Red. I ran a rant about her. Like, remember my last stream? I ran a rant about her, right? Oh yeah. Right? So I think they were thinking about Bianca Belair. That she was gonna be back. And I think they were thinking about her and Jade at WrestleMania. But Bianca has been getting a setbacks. Store MCU money. She's not going to be fucking Storm. She has to stop with that. Okay? They're not going to hire a wrestler to play Storm that's contracted to WWE. They're not going to hire her to play Storm. Okay? They're going to hire, first, I think Halle Berry's coming back. Second, when they do recast Storm, it's going to be an actual actress that knows how to act. Jade Cargo has never... What? Jade Cargo, I don't think, has acted in anything in her life. The MCU is not just going to take her to be a major character. MCU, okay? She can't act. Look at her wrestling. She can't even act. Okay? She's delusional. Yeah. She's seriously. If MCU looks at Jade, they would look at Jade as like a henchwoman or something, not fucking Storm, not fucking She-Hulk, not fucking Storm, not fucking any female character, major female Marvel character that hasn't been cast. She's delusional as fuck. Same thing as DC. Okay. There's a better chance of somebody like Rhea Ripley getting, like Rhea Ripley has a better chance of getting cast in MCU than Jade. Okay? Not a Storm. I'm just saying it's a better chance. Okay? Jade Cargo isn't Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. Okay? Hell, okay? Fuck, she's even Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's get cast and stuff. Okay? Jade Cargo was overhyped. Overhyped. Okay? Man. Try to be backfire in the TC if she doesn't get the Storm. Oh, yeah. Like, she's not going to get that either. If they know anything, movie studios only go hire popular, well over mainstream wrestlers. They only go after the guys like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre's get cast, MJF, Edge. All right, they go like for those stars. They don't go for mid carders. Oh, I know she's not supposed to be mid card. She's a champion, but man, I can name the worst. Like at least she's better than B. Like I'll say this about Jade. One positive thing: she's still better than BFAB because BFAB is worse than Jade as a wrestler. Yeah, but she still does. Yeah, I mean, no, she can't. But that's what I think. So they have no plans for. They don't know what they're doing for the women's title. So is this? What does this mean for Liv Morgan's choice? What does this mean for Liv Morgan's choice? It almost makes it sound like Liv Morgan is going to choose the Raw title, right? Like it's a definite thing. She's going to choose Stephanie Valkyrie, right? If they have no plans for the SmackDown title, they don't know what they're doing for the SmackDown title. It's pretty much clear to me that she's going to choose Stephanie Valkyrie. That's what makes it. That's what it sounds like to me. She is delusional. Liv Morgan better. The problem with Liv Morgan choosing Jade is that Liv Morgan is a heel and Jade's a heel. And she should Liv babyface. I don't right. I mean, Liv Morgan's a much better character, and she is a better wrestler than Jade. And people love Liv Morgan's infectious attitude, right? They love her, right? She's a spark plug. She's like an engine that doesn't run out. And the thing with Liv, when she came, she was rushed. I'll say this: she was rushed to the main roster. I thought she was rushed to the main roster. She wasn't polished enough, but she's definitely gotten better, much better over the years. But I think she's gonna do stuff with here. Now with Liv, it's all Judgment Day stuff involved. What's happening with what's her name? Raquel. Okay, let's transition to AEW. Transition to AEW now. Got about 30 minutes, so we're gonna transition to AEW. Dynamite was a great show. I loved Dynamite last night. Great show. Opening segment. I opened a segment with Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. Man, they really got personal in this. Yeah, Judgment Day is still going, surprisingly, yes. Unfortunately, yes. I think they're on their last legs, though. I think they're going to come to the end very soon. I think it's actually going to be. I actually think they're going to actually disband this time. But the Omega and Swerve Strickland spot, well, oh my God, Swerve was swearing about Kenny. Oh my God, about AVPs, about Kenny, where Kenny has been, all that stuff. Kenny, and it really got, and then Kenny just slapped Swerve, and they just got to a brawl that went through the audience to the up the rampway. V triggered to Swerve on the not the apron, but there's a board thing there, and then he was gonna give him the angel rings. Angel rings. Omega was gonna give Swerve the angel rings, but Swerve was. But then Swerve put him through they put him through the office through the stage together. That was a great beginning. Okay, but I want Red. Red, are you free to come on? Because I'm gonna do predictions. I don't know if you're free, but then we got I want to talk about some of the matches, the title matches. Kyle Fletcher and Tommaso Ciampa. Now, I did not expect a title change. Tommaso Ciampa just won a title. I did not expect a title change. Okay? But Fletcher regained the TNT title. Right? 3 brainbusters to Ciampa. And he calls out anybody to challenge him because he wants to wrestle at Australia, right? Grand Slam Australia. Okay, Red. Okay. Right? So Mark Briscoe answers the call. And Fletcher makes it known to everybody that Mark Briscoe and him are in their matches against each other. They're tied 3-3. So this match will be the last one, right? The 7th, the Game 7 final, the Game 7 match, Game 7 game to determine the winner of the feud, right? So, okay, predictions. All right. So, but Kyle Fletcher decides, you know what? We should make it a ladder match. So Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe is going to be a ladder match, AEW Grand Slam this Saturday. Note to anybody here, okay? It's going to be shown at night, but it's a tape show. AEW Grand Slam is a tape show, okay? So it's a tape show. Because it's not split. It's a tape show. It's not going to be spoiled at 8 p.m. It's going to be spoiled all over social media. So if you want to avoid spoilers for AEW Grand Slam, you got to avoid it internet if you can. So you're going to find out if there's a new AEW World Champion, new TNT Champion. Yeah. Tape just like last year. Exactly. Yeah. So there will be spoilers. Okay. Then watching the main event, I want a question here. Yeah. AEW stopped doing house shows for some reason. I guess it's not worth it. But then the main event, we got a new AEW Women's World Champion, Tekla. Is that her name? Tekla, right? Tekla. There we go. Tekla. It's so hard to say her name. Tekla, right? A Triangle of Madness is that their group's name, right? Their fraction's name. Defeat Chris Statlander to become AEW Women's World Champion. Okay. I did not see this coming. I thought Chris Statlander was going to retain this in the strap match. Right? But the way the push Tekla is getting these days, these months, it's not a shocking surprise that they put the belt on her. Chris Statlander's title reign has been a little underwhelming since she defeated Mercedes Moné. It hasn't been anything special. All right, yeah, I mean, like since she won Tony Storm, she beat Tony Storm. It hasn't been anything special, really, right? It hasn't been anything really special since her last match with Mercedes Moné. Okay, anything like that. Okay, it's been a little lackluster, and what's it? And I'm curious about this tag team with Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter, right? The tag team that they formed, the two Brits, come up to help Chris Statlander, right? Because Chris Statlander, after the match, was being being attacked by all members of Triangle of Madness. Okay, now I don't know if there's a rumor out there or anything like that. Brawling Birds, yeah, I think they will. Bron Birds is going to be a great team, great name. Now, I don't know if there's a rumor out there. I don't know where I've seen it, but what's with Chris Statlander's contract? Because there's a rumor out there that rumor out there that her contract is almost up. I don't know the status of her contract. I don't know the status of her contract. If wins are here and not able to be in the US, that means Danny Lewis will be back on TNA TV very soon. And Danny Lewis, oh yeah, that's true. I don't know the contract status of Chris Statlander right now. But there might be a possible note that Chris Statlander might be a free agent soon. Okay, I don't know where I can find that, but because not every website reports who's a free agent, who their contract, the length of a contract. Not everybody does that. Yeah, and there's a rumor out there that WWE is interested in another top champion from AEW. That might be Statlander. And there's a Statlander. They might be interested. Maybe Statlander. It's maybe like a Powerhouse Hobbs. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's Statlander. Maybe it's like a Powerhouse Hobbs situation. Maybe she's made it clear that let me yeah. But I know the Iconics. It could happen. The Iconics would be great for AEW. I'm a little bullish on the Iconics only the fact that Peyton Royce is husband is in NXT. Right? It's in NXT. But Chris Statlander, maybe something's up with Chris Statlander. Don't know. Maybe there's a contract situation with Chris Statlander. Maybe she gave notice that she may not be resigning to AEW, and the WWE is interested in her. I don't know why. I don't know why she would be interested in WWE. I don't think AEW would be good for her. I don't think it could be good for her. She's tall. But let's get to AEW predictions. Grand Slam. The next 3 years? I think she'll main event at WrestleMania in the next 3 years. But we're going to get to AEW Grand Slam preview predictions. All right. Let's go with the first match. All right. All right. This match is the hair versus hair match. Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm versus Death Fighters. Rita Yuta and Marina Shafir. All right. Who am I going to predict here? I'm actually going to say Death Fighters are going to win because it'll look better for Tony Storm's character. Her going bald actually fits. You think Wheeler is? Oh, you said you're gonna pick. You said you're picking Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy to get their hair shaved. That you said they were gonna lose. I'm still going. I think for Tony Storm, her going bald, for her character, for her gimmick. Oh man, the craziness, the sadness, the emotions going through her. I mean, it's gonna be down in the dumps. Wheeler cuts Mina's hair. Honestly, I don't like seeing any woman go bald. Personal thing, preference of mine. But this is wrestling. Stuff like this happens. Okay. Hangman Page versus Andrade Alito with Don Callis. And this is a singles match. Yeah, she can make it work. I know Tony Storm can make it work. But this match is Adam Hangman Page versus Andrade. This match will receive AEW World Championship match at Revolution. You think Andrade is winning? Yeah, he just came back. Have him lose to Adam Hangman Page would be not smart. It wouldn't be. He's too hot right now. No Diddy. Yeah, but Andrade MJF, who the hell? I mean, the thing is, at Revolution, everybody would cheer. Who would they cheer if Andrade? Who would they cheer at Revolution? But who would be the face of that match? That baby face of that match? Because Andrade is accompanied by Don Callis, and there's no way Don Callis will be cheered. I guess most likely MJF would be cheered in that match over Andrade. Right? At least if Adam Hangman Page match, Adam Hangman Page would get all the cheers. I'll go with Andrade, but I'm just curious, like Andrade versus MJF, the reaction going into who are the fans going to root for? John Moxley versus Takasha, singles match for the AEW Continental Championship. I'm going to go with John Moxley here. I think John Moxley is going to be Takasha. I think Takasha angle in Don Callis' family, I think it's taking too long to I think it's too long to settle to, right? Because this has been going on with months, especially with Kyle and a little bit of Flash. I think it's taking too long for this whole thing with Takasha, his issues among certain members of the Don Callis family. I'm waiting. Yeah. Moxley is retaining. To me, it's just more about Takasha than Moxley. I know the Death Fighters are kind of tweeners right now because they're the heels with their heels in the feud with Darby Allin because the War Dogs are Death Fighters adjacent. Also, they're in the feud with Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm. Well, they're also babyface. They're babyface. Well, John Moxley is the babyface in the feud with Don Callis, right? They're tweeners right now, in a way. Right? So I think Takasha. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm waiting for that match, Red. I'm waiting for that. Like, when is it gonna happen? It's almost been a year since, or almost a year, where we should have the Casa Okada match. Yeah, I mean, I did think they face each other, but when is it gonna be when one of them is actually broken out as a babyface and a heel? Like, when is when's Takashi gonna leave the Don Callis family? The Don Callis family is getting too big. Too big. Here's the problem with Don Callis family. Take lessons from the NWO. Take lessons from the NWO. NWO got too big. And it did cause issues, cause problems. Don Callis family has too many wrestlers in it. Okay? And a lot of them, yes, like Okada, top star. Kyle Fletcher, Takasha, Andrade. You got and you got others. You got Lance Archer, right? You got Mark Davis and Jack Doyle tag team, who's out right now. You got what else? Rocky Romero, I guess. Trent Barretta, what's his name? Heretia, whatever his name is, from Mexico. The Alcone, is Alcone also? Or is there one? Well, so who else? You got it's just really, really a lot. And a lot of them are not, like, some of them are, like, not a lot of them are not even like jobbers like the NWO had. Like, NWO had legit jobbers in the group, like Vincent, for example. People like that. Okay? It's just getting too big. I mean, it's an issue. It's a problem. I know AEW likes to do groups, do factions. And I like factions wrestling. But when you have a faction or a group that's too big, it's a very New Japan thing. Yeah, Street Profits. Yeah, I know it's a New Japan thing, but learn from WCW. Okay? Now, nobody in that group is freaking Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall in terms of political pull backstage, right? And make sure nobody gets over, right? Only them can, only they can, or the people they like. Montez Ford needs to leave WWE and become a single star. I agree. He's being used. The Street Profits are not being used. And Montez Ford's talent is being wasted as a single star, as a tag team wrestler. The Baby of Wrath, Hardy Cameron, and Willie Nigel versus Mega Bane and Penelope Ford for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. Oh, this okay. Well, Clark Connors, I think, signed, right? Then Clark Connors officially signed. He's on AEW. He officially signed with them now? Yeah, Drilla Maloney. I saw that. But they feel he's going to be. But yeah. Babes of Wrath. I think they might lose here. I think that Babes of Wrath might lose this time. Might lose. Because I think Red is, well, not yet. Because I do think the Brawling Birds will be lining themselves. Sisters of Sin? You think so? I don't know. I do think I think they should win. Maybe Sisters of Sin could win. Sisters, okay. Yeah, I'll go with Sisters of Sin. It's good to see Penelope Ford back in the wrestling again. Wrestling again. As they should. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the ladder match. This is an easy one. Kyle Fletcher's going to win. Kyle Fletcher is going to retain the title here over Mark Briscoe. There's no opposite answer. There's no other answer. Kyle Fletcher's going to win. Kyle Fletcher's going to win. Yeah, I mean, what else can I say? You think so? In his hometown? Oh, man. We'll see. Yeah. In his hometown, he's definitely not losing. Yeah, you would think so, right? Like, yeah, I'm sure in his home country, of course, he won't be losing it. There's no way. Like, I don't, like, yeah, he's going to win this match. Yeah, I mean, it's 100%, right? Sasha Banks? WWE, right? In WWE, he would lose it. In WWE, he would lose in his hometown. Because WWE does have a history of making you lose in your hometown. WWE would do that. Okay. Main event, Brody King versus MJF. Oh man, there was a lot of buzz about why Brody King wasn't on AEW Dynamite last night. Speculation says Warner Brothers didn't want him on AEW last night because of what happened last week. Warner Brothers came out and said, we had nothing to do with that. We had nothing to do with it. We didn't say anything. We had nothing to do with that last night. Nothing. More than a week. Her title reigns were short in WWE. That's true. But so Brody King versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. This is an easy one too. MJF retains. Someone says the report of Warner Brothers were false before. Yeah, exactly. Someone SRS said that. Yeah, and Warner Brothers himself said it was false. Yeah, exactly. But the main event, MJF is retaining, and Brody King, if he does win, there's going to be a lot of people will mark out, and this might make mainstream media once again, because you can see the headlines. You can see the headlines from non-wrestling media say wrestler with a ballless shirt wins AEW's main championship, main title, with something like that. Abolish ice shirt. You can see that. I can see that. I can see them doing that, something like that, if Brody King's to win. But Brody's not going to win. Brody King's not going to win. I don't know who's going to be champion this time, but Kenny Omega will be champion in this year. That belt that MJF is wearing right now, that's destined for Kenny Omega. Okay? It's just a story building for Kenny Omega. That's Kenny Omega's redemption. Okay? That belt MJF is wearing right now, he's just wearing it for Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is going to wear that belt. MJF may not be wearing that belt by the time Kenny Omega takes it, but whoever is wearing that belt is just holding it for Kenny Omega. Because this is Kenny Omega's story. Okay? Okay, that's what it is. Okay? It's all Kenny Omega's story. It's just they're holding that belt. Whoever's holding that belt, whether it's MJF or Brody King or somebody else, Kenny Omega is going to be one that's going to take it. That's all it is. Kenny Omega's 2026 is the year of Kenny Omega. The redemption of Kenny Omega. And yes, next week on Dynamite, you're going to have Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland. Yes. Do you think there's going to be a winner in that match? Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland? Man, you think there will actually be a winner? Kenny better win that match. Yeah, but do you think there's actually going to be a winner? Like, because I'm not 100% sure there's going to be a winner in that match. Swerve? Yeah, he's no Kenny Omega in the ring, and he's no Kenny Omega. But I think that's it. So enjoy SmackDown if you're a WWE fan. Enjoy AEW Grand Slam Australia Saturday night. Remember, spoilers should probably be posted early. So if you want to avoid them, do your best to avoid the internet. I probably will know what happened. But I'm still going to watch. I'm not going to spoil it earlier in the day. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make videos on saying new champion, this guy's return, whatever. I'm not going to make any videos on that or anything like that. I'm not going to spoil like that. I mean, I've done for SmackDown reviews for SmackDown stuff when they go overseas, but whatever. People can watch SmackDown live internationally. Only the US could have watched it on the USA Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. When they go nationally. Yeah, I know. That's what I read. I don't think there's going to be major title changes, right? Because you wouldn't get the same reaction, right? That's I'm gonna say. That's why I don't think any. That's why I don't see any title. Maybe right. Major title changes. But yeah, I remember that. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Take care, guys.
Too sweet. Too sweet. Too sweet.